Hi boys and girls. Today we're going to continue to work on and hopefully finish the Op Art color wheel project that we started last time. So, most of you should have a color wheel that looks like this right now. You should have 12 sections around the color wheel, and each section should be broken into 3 pieces forming 3 rings: an inner ring, a middle ring, and an outer ring. The first thing we need to do today is we need to label the sections with the colors we're going to use in them. I like to start with red, and you can put that red anywhere, but once you put it down, you are committing to follow the pattern from that point on. So, from red, the next section over is going to be red, orange. There we go. Then you're going to have orange, yellow, orange, yellow, yellow, green, green, blue, green, blue, blue, violet, or blue, purple. They're kind of the same thing. Violet, red, violet, and that should take you back to red. If it didn't, if you have an extra space, then you either forgot to put a color on or you have too many sections on your color wheel. Remember, you should only have 12 sections. Once you have your paper labeled, you are done with your pencil. You can put that away, and we're ready to start coloring. So we need to talk about value. Value is the idea that colors can be either light or dark. And you'll notice we use a lot of different values of our colors here on the color wheel. In each section, we move from an area of dark value to an area of lighter value, and then back to an area of darker value. This is what helps to create the illusion that each of these sections kind of pops up off the paper. And that's not too hard to do, so let me show you how it's done. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the edge of your section. I'm using red. I'm making sure that I'm in the red section, so I'm good to go. And you want to lay down a dark value. You're going to do this by pushing hard with your pencil. Not so hard that you snap the lead, but good firm pressure, really getting a lot of color out of that pencil. We're going to skip the middle section, and we're going to do the inside section too. Same idea though, right along the edges with a lot of rich value. Once you've done that, we're going to start coloring towards the center of the section, and with each stroke we're going to lessen our pressure by a little bit until we're almost white. So here we go. Firm pressure, coloring towards the center of that section, getting a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter. So light that I'm barely touching the paper, and I'm done. Now I'll do it from the other direction too. Firm pressure, lighter, lighter, and barely touching the paper. For this inside section, we're going to repeat the process, going a lot quicker because we're covering a smaller area, so we have less room to work. So moving from a lot of pressure and barely touching the paper. Just like that. Now that's going to be very easy for the colors that you already have the pencils for. Your reds, your blues, your greens, your purples. Well, what happens when you get to a red purple though? You don't have a pencil for that. Well, not to worry. All we're going to do is overlap the red and the purple to make your red purple, or red violet in this case. It doesn't really matter which pencil you start with. I prefer to start with the lighter color and then overlap with the darker color. But try it the other way, it's going to work equally well. And the process is very much the same. Lots of pressure on the edges. As you move towards the center, less and less pressure until you're barely touching. You'll notice I did that just a little bit lighter. I know I'm going to come back in with another color over top, so I don't like to go too dark on that first pass. That leaves me a little bit of room if I need to make adjustments to go more purple or more red after I've done the first couple passes. And that looks pretty good to me. Maybe a little bit too purple. So I can come back in with my red and just add a little bit more red to help balance that color out. I want a nice even color that sits right between red and purple. There, I think that looks better. And just like I did with the red section, I'm going to skip the middle and do the inside section too. Okay, that should be all you need to know to complete the inside section and the outside section. Let's talk about the middle now. So if I set my color wheel like this with red at the top, once again you can see that it follows the correct order. It goes from red to red, orange, orange, yellow, yellow, green, green, blue, blue, violet, violet, red, violet, back to red. The same is true for the inside ring. And actually, the same is true for the middle ring too. The only difference is that that middle ring has been turned halfway around. So let's spin this paper just like that. Now you can see red's at the top, and it follows the same pattern. Red to red, orange to yellow to yellow, yellow green to green, green blue to blue, blue violet to violet, and back to red. That's the only difference. The middle section has been spun 180 degrees. All right, I think that's all the information you need to complete this project. Take your time. Remember, good craftsmanship isn't something that can be rushed. Go slowly. Really experiment with those values. Don't be afraid to push hard along the edges and leave the middle almost completely white. That's okay. You might be tempted to color in the middle, but if you leave just a little band of white, sometimes that looks better than coloring it in. Okay. That's all there is to do today. Have fun, and I'll see you next week.